Alright, today we will be going through the WHERETO formula. I have provided a Prezi to kind of explain the acronym and just give brief examples of each letter. So first we will start with W. That stands for where is the unit headed. Now this is crucial in planning any sort of lesson to define your end goal, the learning task you want your students to reach. And so an example would be students are able to define each habitat and explain what type of animals live there. This is kind of an example along the lines of different animal habitats, and it's just what you want the students to know and what they're able to do with it.
So is it basically an objective?
Yes, it's a learning task.
Got it.
Okay, next we move on to H. H stands for hook the students. So you want to create something that gets them excited to learn, that gets them interested in the topic, even if they aren't a fan of it. An example would be for along the basis of animal habitats again, show the students a scene from Lion King and discuss the habitat the animals lived in. And that just gives them an excitement because they see a movie they like and they can relate it to that topic. Alright, E. E stands for equip students with necessary learning tools. Now, this is crucial. Students aren't able to learn and discover things unless you give them the right equipment. The right definitions, So an example would be give the students the definition of each habitat we are learning and provide books on each habitat. This gives the students the necessary equipment to really learn about these habitats and to make sure that they are understanding and learning everything that they need to. R stands for revise students' work and get them to rethink. This just helps reinforce the lesson and the lesson concept in their brains. An example would be to have students divide into groups with a habitat assigned for each group and have them create a presentation that explains what each habitat is. Now, this gets students to rethink their work because they're working with other students and kind of sharing ideas and kind of gets them to think more in depth or change their perception of different learning. E stands for evaluate the students and let them self-reflect. Now this is very important because if students aren't able to evaluate their work, then they don't know how to improve and they don't know how to get better. So an example would be discuss with each group how well they did on the presentation and what they need to do better or need to look into more. So this helps the students kind of talk about their weak points, and you as a teacher, you're able to help them make those weak points strong. Alright, next we have T, and this stands for Tailor Learning Plan to Reflect Students' Needs. Now, this can go in two different ways. It can be more creating creative lessons instead of just always having students write essays, so each student is able to show off their own traits. Also, it can be you see that your students or your class needs is they aren't really understanding a topic, and you may need to spend more time or to create more lessons about that certain topic. So my example is spend more time on learning about Africa habitat because the class is having a hard time learning it. Also, have students draw each habitat and then write about what they drew. So this gives the creative students that chance to draw that picture and to create their own habitat, but then it also reinforces that writing tool and gives them a chance to express what they drew. O, our last one, stands for organize so students get a deep understanding. An example of this would be have students examine the habitat around them and compare it to other habitats they've been learning about. This gives students a way to really have that deep understanding and to use their knowledge that they've learned in the classroom and everyday experiences, and they're able to use it in their own life and see it in their own life. And so that right there is the where to formula. Thank you guys so much.